Roman Polanski has directed critically acclaimed movies such as The Pianist, but this movie from 1988 called Frantic clearly does not hold up today. I can foresee that people may like this movie because it is an old classic, and one of few movies in its time that dealt with themes such as secret intelligence and espionage, as well as the chemistry between Harrison Ford and Signor in the movie. But I personally believe it is more down to Harrison Ford being in the movie rather than not. In addition, people may feel it is a solid build-up to the eventual kidnappers that you don't watch until very late in the movie. A hallmark of old movies is to build up a story, and that's something that people may like in this movie. So why do I think it does not hold up today? It is way too many reasons for that, but let's bring it down to some core reasons. The first reason I don't think it holds up today is because of the pacing. It is a very slow movie, and compared to, for example, Breakdown, where you get to know what it's all about earlier in the movie, it does use a lot of time to do build-up and reveal the main gangsters that have kidnapped the wife of Harrison Ford's character. The movie that looks like this from 1997 called Breakdown, where you see Kurt Russell losing his wife at the gas station, is a story where you do get a lot faster into what's going on. That leads us to point 2 in this list of reasons, and that is the tension. It really lacks the tension building up like you see in the Manson movie and other movies about espionage in later years. For example, in James Bond, Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit, and Jason Bourne movies, although they are very different than this one, you miss more tension between the characters, more action scenes, and in general, by not introducing the kidnappers earlier, you do lose a lot of the tension in the movie, unless Polanski, of course, intended the story to be more of a mystery, because a lot of the clues are present in the conversations between Dr. Richard Walker, Michelle, and the guy translating the tapes for him at the hotel. Although I completely understand that it is not a straight-up action thriller movie about espionage, I miss more entertainment in the movie, because in between the build-up you do get a lot of boredom, where there's not too much happening, which is a real weakness in itself. The third core reason that the movie does not hold up today is because of the characters. When you are building up these characters so much in the phone conversations and translations, you are creating some sort of expectation that the characters are supposed to be epic and that you will get an epic reveal. Disappointingly enough, these Arab characters who are introduced as the gangsters are nowhere near scary or good enough as characters, and that becomes a huge problem in the movie. Because really, if you should be rewarded for going through a slower build-up, you need much better characters. A fourth reason why it does not work today comes down to the actual plot, where they try to make it advanced by throwing up all these intrigues between agents from Israel and Arabia, but the plot cooks down to something muddy and mediocre, where it is all about a tiny little sip that really makes this a disappointing conclusion. The finale, down by the river in Paris, is a decent last gasp in this movie, but it is far from enough to entertain you the way it should have done. And for me, this is just a 4 out of 10.